In our Best Plate Carrier series, we reviewed and tested some of the most popular plate carriers available today. If you're working with a tighter budget though, this video is for you. We're highlighting 5 plate carriers that come in at 50% below the series-wide average price of $413.01. Keep in mind, these price points often reflect specific configurations. Some models, like our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, can scale up in price with premium add-ons like the Axle Equinox cummerbund, but in their more minimal or entry-level setups, like EXO Gen 3 side strap configuration shown here, they're more affordable. Let's take a closer look at the 5 most affordable options we reviewed.
In 2010, Crye Precision launched the Jumpable Plate Carrier, or JPC. The JPC marked a turning point in plate carrier design, away from a mindset of cover everything, protect everything, carry everything that is best represented by the iconic LBT 6094. Instead, the JPC ushered in an era that favored speed, maneuverability, and weight reduction. In 2015, Crye Precision again stunned the world with the launch of the JPC 2.0. Since then, many consider the JPC 2.0 to be the reference standard for modern plate carriers. And this era and design philosophy is something with which we have become so familiar that most Chinese counterfeits and even some American influencer companies have copied it so substantially as to make it nearly impossible to tell them apart. But it has been nearly 8 years since the launch of the JPC 2.0, and materials, technology, and construction techniques have evolved significantly since then. This begs the question, how does the JPC 2.0, largely unchanged since its 2015 debut, stack up against modern minimalist plate carriers? Stay tuned to this episode of Core Performance Insights to find out. A quick note on format. For those of you who are new to this series, this actually is not going to be a normal plate carrier review or review video like you might be accustomed to finding on YouTube. This actually started as a way for us answering customer questions that were asked regularly about how to integrate our thermoregulation and hydration tools from our Ice Age ecosystem. As such, our format is mostly empirical. It will attempt to be as quantitative and scientific as possible. While we're not perfect, we'll make every effort to avoid sharing qualitative opinions, conjecture, etc., basically anything that can't be considered absolute fact. You guys are professionals. Our job is to merely provide you with as much information as you need to make the best decisions to help you be the greatest version of yourself. Thermoregulation is the next nightly, something we've been saying practically since the day we started the company. As such, integration of our Ice Age ecosystem of thermoregulation and hydration tools is the foundation of this Insights series. The JPC 2.0 is an ideal candidate for our IceVents Aero Minimalist plate carrier shoulder pads, though you can upgrade to IceVents Classic heavy loadout plate carrier shoulder pads for when your JPC 2.0 wants to pretend it is an AVS. That video is coming soon. Both IceVents Aero and IceVents Classic will facilitate convective thermoregulation for your shoulders while distributing load. This is a capability unique to our IceVents technology. As for convective torso thermoregulation, the JPC 2.0 lacks any Velcro loop or MOLLE/MAPS of any kind like our ICEPLATE EXO. This means it does not have the ability to run our IceVents Classic ventilation pontoons for convective thermoregulation under body armor. This lack of loop Velcro or MOLLE also means that the JPC 2.0 limits our IMS and IMS Pro to external hard cell hydration mode only on the rear plate bag. You won't be able to take advantage of the conductive thermoregulation capabilities of our IMS Pro. This lack of integrated thermoregulation capabilities is where the JPC 2.0 starts to show its age. One of the most frequently asked questions we get when it comes to IMS and IMS Pro with the JPC 2.0, SPC, or the AVS is, will you make a zip-on version for your IMS or IMS Pro? While circumstances may change, for now the answer is no, and the reason is that there is no zipper standard for back panels in the industry. This means we'd have to manufacture zip-on back panels in a minimum of 4 different specifications, which would dramatically increase costs for the most marginal of benefits. Moreover, both IMS and IMS Pro already come with up to 2 universal attachment mechanisms, MOLLE and Velcro. Our ICEPLATE EXO MOLLE placard is compatible with the JPC 2.0 using G-hooks or swift clips. But the catch is that the JPC 2.0 only has an anchor point for the top of the swift clips. The bottom of the female swift clip will be left dangling and unsecured, relying entirely on the Velcro interface between the placard and the JPC 2.0. Finally, the JPC 2.0 is compatible with our Ice Shield Plus plate carrier hand warmer. So YouTube is telling us that less than 10% of you guys who are watching this video are subscribed to the channel. If we could, we'd love to ask you to smash that subscribe, like, and notification button to help others get the information that they need to, well, be free. Other than temperature, few things impact human performance more than weight. Ounces equal pounds and pounds equal pain. We all have heard it, we all know it. Dry, the Crye Precision JPC 2.0 tips the scales at 22.95 ounces or 1.43 pounds. This weight includes the front and rear plate bags, cummerbund, shock cord, and shoulder shrouds. Much like the Airlight SPC, Crye Precision advertises the JPC 2.0 as weighing, quote, just over a pound, end quote, as you can see here. A pound is 16 ounces, which means Crye's definition of just over a pound actually represents a difference of 43.44%. Just imagine if your entire kit was 43.44% heavier than advertised. To find out how this weight compares to other carriers like our ICEPLATE EXO, Crye Precision's Airlight SPC, or the Ferro Concepts FCPC V5, click on the link below in the show notes to check out our plate carrier weight calculator. It's super interesting stuff, and the guys did a great job putting it together. Wet weight matters. More than dry weight? It depends on your mission. Whether saltwater or sweat, the ability of a plate carrier to repel and shed water weight and to do so quickly can have a dramatic impact on operator performance. The front and rear JPC 2.0 plate bags, plus the shoulder shrouds and the cummerbund, came in at 39.6 ounces wet. This compares to a dry weight of 22.95 ounces. If you've watched any of our earlier videos in this series, you know that our experimental design is simple, and it is the same for all PCs we test in the series. First, we submerge the carrier in water for 60 minutes. We remove it and hang dry it for 60 seconds. Then we weigh it. We conduct all of these tests inside our office, which is climate controlled at 71 degrees Fahrenheit to make sure external variables like sunlight, wind, etc. are not present. Our scale is always zeroed to account for the weight of the bin. What materials did you use to build a plate carrier 7 years ago? Probably nylon, Velcro, tweed, plastic, shock cord, metal, and T.REX, at least in the cummerbund. The signature JPC yokes were originally made out of a material called Haplon. Haplon was discontinued some time ago, and now these yokes are cut from Hank. Hank stands for High Abrasion Resistant Neoprene Kevlar, which you can also find on the laser-cut drink tube routing ports found on our IMS. Hank is manufactured by a Swedish company called Trelleborg. Some of you may recall that Trelleborg is the same company that manufactures the laminate used on the Airlight SPC. When it comes to thermoregulation and hydration integration on the JPC 2.0, it is simple. It doesn't have any native capabilities. The ability to augment the JPC 2.0 with thermoregulation and hydration is limited, As we mentioned earlier, the JPC 2.0 is not compatible with IMS Pro, so an ice plate cannot be worn internally without modification of the JPC 2.0 plate bags or external support. The reason for this is because the plate bags do not have internal loop Velcro, maps, or MOLLE. This means you cannot get any conductive thermoregulation with the JPC 2.0. With regards to convection, or what we more commonly refer to as evaporation, the JPC 2.0 plate bags again show their age a bit because they only have this tiny bit of spacer mesh at the top of the plate bag, and we don't really know why, since there is no organic ventilation system built throughout the plate bag like on our ICEPLATE EXO. Also, without loop Velcro or MOLLE, you can't run IceVent's classic ventilation pontoons. The shoulder straps have loop Velcro that can be used for adding IceVent's classic ventilation pontoons if you don't want to use the one wrap. This is where the JPC 2.0 really shines. It features a quick-release system that operates with Velcro and doesn't have any hardware like the first spare tubes or the Espeto quick clips we used to use on our Gen 1 ICEPLATE EXO. This is the most innovative quick-release system on the market today. We can say this factually because there is almost no way for this system to break, unlike the first spare tube system or even our old Espeto quick clips, which both use injection-molded male-female parts that can break, and they have. The quick-release system used on the JPC 2.0 and also the Airlight SPC is patented, so a huge hat tip to Crye Precision here for inventing such a simple quick-release system that is worthy of a utility patent. The JPC 2.0 is also compatible with all AVS detachable front flaps. This is simple. It's Velcro, it's MOLLE, it's zip-on panels. This zip-on panel is a number 10 Visalon zipper by YKK. This zipper is commercially available, but this length is unique to Crye Precision. This means you can only use Crye Precision zip-on back panels. This same proprietary zipper length tactic is also used by Spiritus Systems, Ferro Concepts, and Velocity Systems. One question we get all the time when it comes to zip-on back panels is, can I run your IMS or your IMS Pro combo with my Crye zip-on back panel? The answer is a resounding yes. It's actually incredibly simple, as you can see here, and we also have links below in the show notes with more details. When it comes to variety, the JPC 2.0 is available in colors you would expect from the company that invented multicam. It's available in multicam, multicam black, multicam alpine, multicam tropic, coyote, Ranger Green, and Black. As far as sizes, the JPC 2.0 plate bags are available in small, medium, large, and extra large. The shoulders and cummerbund allow for a wide range of adjustability. As you can see here, the JPC 2.0 has a 4.25-inch length of Velcro on the shoulders and a nearly unlimited amount of adjustability in the cummerbund because it uses shock cord that you can set to your preferred length. The JPC 2.0 plate bags cover a range of plate sizes in both SAPI, eSAPI, and swimmer cuts that you can see here. Small, medium, large, extra large. If you are between sizes or your plates exceed 1.25 inches in thickness, Crye recommends sizing up. The country of origin, commonly abbreviated as COO, is an incredibly important consideration when it comes to plate carrier selection. COO is a dependable but not absolute indicator of innovation, quality, and craftsmanship. According to the Crye Precision website, the JPC 2.0, like all Crye Precision products, is made in America from American materials. Price. This is the last and probably least important consideration when selecting your plate carrier because, well, we are talking about your life here. The JPC 2.0 is listed on the Crye Precision website for $241.90 as of the recording of this video, which is October 2022. This includes the plate bags and the cummerbund. That's going to do it for our review of the Crye Precision JPC 2.0. We hope you guys enjoyed it. We hope you found it very helpful, and we're really curious to hear what you think. How does the Crye Precision JPC 2.0 stack up against other modern minimalist plate carriers? As always, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll catch you next time. Stay frosty.
Founded in 2009 by one man and a sewing machine in his garage, Ferro Concepts set out to create gear tailored to the unique needs of soldiers and law enforcement.
Today, they're a household name in the tactical community. known for products like the Slickster, back panels, and of course, their plate carriers.
In a previous episode, we covered the FC-PC V5. Today, we dive into the iconic Slickster, a sleek plate carrier released in 2017 designed for everything from low visibility operations to high threat missions. Almost 8 years later, we're asking, how does the Slickster stack up against the other slick and MOLLE-equipped plate carriers today? Stay tuned to this episode of Qore Performance Insights to find out.
For newcomers to this series, our videos aren't standard reviews. We develop them to answer frequently asked customer questions regarding integrating our Ice Age ecosystem's thermoregulation and hydration tools with various plate carriers available today.
Our approach is strictly empirical. We present objective, quantifiable data supported by instruments and documentation whenever possible. We strive to avoid any subjective or qualitative information. We don't share conjectures or opinions. We aim to provide you with the necessary data to make informed decisions, empowering you to reach your highest potential. This is what building a superhuman future is all about.
Let's cover relationship disclosures. We have no relationship with Ferro Concepts. We purchased our Slickster at full price from a third-party retailer, optactical.com.
This technical overview is based on popular reviewer requests, and our focus is on providing purely empirical, data-driven insights. You won't find any subjective opinions in this or any of our Insights videos. Our goal is to remain neutral and unbiased, giving you information you need to make the best purchase decision and set yourself up for success.
Now let's talk about Ice Age ecosystem integration. The Ferro Concepts Slickster was designed with minimalism in mind. As such, it's not the most obvious partner for our Ice Age ecosystem.
However, our thermoregulation tools have been designed with retrofitting even slick carriers to maximize performance in austere environments. Our powerful flagship conductive cooling, heating, and hydration solution, ICEPLATE, can be mounted via our universal ICEPLATE MOLLE sleeve, the IMS Versa combo. For convective cooling, increasing airflow between the body and your gear, ice vents can be added to multiple parts of the Ferro Slickster. Ice vents may be mounted to the shoulders with both Ice Vents Classic and Aero shoulder pads. For the plate bags, Ice Vents plate carrier ventilation pontoons can be added to the body-facing portion of the plate bags via our catamaran combo.
Few things impact human performance more than weight. Ounces add up to pounds, and pounds equal pain. We've all heard this and we all know it. With that in mind, let's see what the Ferro Concepts Slickster's dry weight comes out to.
With just the front and rear plate bags and cummerbund, the Slickster weighs 1.05 pounds or 16.8 ounces. To find out how this weight compares to other carriers in its class, like the T.REX Arms AC1 and Defense Mechanisms MEPC, and many more, click on the link in the show notes below to check out our Best Plate Carriers 2024 article and video.
Does wet weight matter more than dry weight? It depends on your mission. Whether you're dealing with salt water or sweat, the ability for a plate carrier to shed water weight quickly can dramatically impact operator performance. Let's dunk the Slickster and see how it does.
If you have watched any of the videos in our technical plate carrier overview series, you'll know that our experimental design is simple, and it is the same for all the plate carriers we test in this series. Submerge the carrier in water for 60 minutes. Remove and hang dry for 60 seconds, and then record the weight. We conduct all of these tests inside our brand new HQ2 facility in Knoxville, Tennessee to ensure external variables like sunlight, wind, etc. are absent. With just the front and rear plate bags and cummerbund, the Slickster weighs 1.8 pounds or 28.8 ounces. As mentioned previously, check out our Best Plate Carriers 2024 article for complete comparison data. We've put the link in the show notes below. Materials. The Ferro Concepts Slickster is made with spacer mesh, Velcro, and unspecified laminate.
What is thermal transmittance and why does it matter for plate carriers? Thermal transmittance refers to the rate at which heat moves through a material. In the context of plate carriers, it specifically pertains to the body-facing side of the plate bag.
When a material, such as a wall or plate bag, is well insulated, it has a low thermal transmittance, making it effective at protecting against external temperature changes, ideal for homes, vehicles, or cold weather gear. Conversely, poorly insulated materials have a high thermal transmittance, which is beneficial for active and athletic apparel like running gear, PT outfits, combat uniforms, or plate carriers. High thermal transmittance allows the body to release excess heat generated during intense physical activity. Given that tactical gear inherently provides some level of insulation, it's crucial to choose equipment, particularly plate carriers and body armor, with the highest possible thermal transmittance. Essentially, you need gear with minimal insulation to enable your body's natural cooling processes to function optimally, helping you manage body temperature independently of your gear. This is critical to prevent heat-related issues, ensuring you remain effective and increasing your survival chances in the field. Some plate carriers, such as our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, augment and enhance your body's natural thermoregulation mechanisms, boosting your physiological performance. For carriers lacking this feature, you can integrate items from our Ice Age ecosystem, like the IMS Pro, IMS Versa, Ice Vents, and Catamaran, to improve their thermal efficiency. For a detailed understanding of heat transfer methods and their relevance to your gear, check out the infographics in our Insights blog titled The Methods of Heat Transfer, linked in the show notes below. For all of the super nerds out there who want to know the experimental design of our thermal transmittance testing, here it is. Take a FLIR camera surface reading of the body-facing side of the plate bags at room temperature. Place a single ice plate curve fresh out of the freezer into the same plate bag. Next, close the plate bag and place a hard armor plate on top of the bag for 30 seconds to simulate the effect of putting on the plate carrier. Use short exposure time to test efficiency, not capacity. Next, remove the hard armor plate from the surface of the subject plate bag. Finally, take a new FLIR surface temperature reading. The Ferro Concepts Slickster recorded a baseline surface temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit and an ice plate inside temperature of 65 degrees Fahrenheit, resulting in a thermal shift of 15 degrees Fahrenheit. What do these numbers mean? We've provided two data tables for an unbiased analytical context, mean on the left and median on the right. The smaller the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the surface reading at room temperature, the lower the thermal transmittance of that plate bag. Plate carriers with low thermal transmittance readings will trap and retain more heat, making you hotter. The larger the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the surface reading at room temperature, the higher the thermal transmittance of that plate carrier. Plate bags with these larger spreads are better at removing heat to let your body's thermoregulation mechanisms work as naturally as possible. These tables show how the Ferro Concepts Slickster compares to the other plate carriers tested.
Although the Ferro Slickster is, well, a slick plate carrier, that doesn't mean it's devoid of interesting features.
The Ferro Slickster features a carry elastic cummerbund with 4 pouches on each side to stow both 5.56 and 7.62 magazines, smoke grenades, flashbangs, radios, tourniquets, etc. There are also laser cut slots located at the bottom of the front and rear plate bags to attach tourniquets and other accessories, along with laser cut slots on the front plate bag to attach Ferro's adapt flaps, as well as most chest rigs.
As far as attachment mechanisms go, the Ferro Slickster uses Velcro as its primary attachment method. Quasm buckles and G-hooks are also accepted, those being sold separately. From colorways to sizing, let's talk about the Slickster's variety.
The Slickster is available in multicam black, coyote brown, ranger green, black, and wolf gray. The Slickster can be ordered in size medium or size large. Sizing adjustability. The shoulder straps have 14.5 inches of adjustability, and the cummerbund has 12 inches of adjustability. Plate bag sizes. Coming in 2 sizes, medium and large, the plates these will accommodate breaks down as follows. The medium-sized Slickster will fit medium SAPI, E-SAPI, and swimmer plates from 10 inches by 12 inches up to 1 inch thick. The large-sized Slickster will fit large SAPI, E-SAPI, and swimmer plates from 10.5 inches by 13.5 inches up to 1 inch thick.
Country of origin is a critical consideration when choosing a plate carrier. Country of origin is a dependable but not absolute indicator of innovation, quality, and craftsmanship. So where does the Ferro Concepts Slickster come from?
The Ferro Concepts Slickster is made in the USA.
Price is the least important consideration when choosing a plate carrier. This is life-preserving gear after all.
Most of us have learned the hard way that cutting corners on tools comes with a cost. So here's our advice. Do your research and buy once, cry once. Invest in quality now to avoid regrets later. And since you're here watching this Insights video, you're already on the right track. The Ferro Concepts Slickster is available for $160 for all colorways in both medium and large, except for multicam black, which raises the price $8 to $168 for medium and large.
This concludes our technical overview of the Ferro Concepts Slickster. We hope you found it both informative and enjoyable. Do you own a Slickster? What are your thoughts on it? Share your stories and insights in the comments below.
If you're looking to see the latest in all aspect thermoregulation, remember to follow us on Instagram at Qore Performance and subscribe to our Launchpad email list to join us in building a superhuman future. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay frosty.
In the relentless heat of summer 2015, Qore Performance set out to revolutionize personal cooling solutions. This journey led to the creation of ICEPLATE, a revolutionary device designed to provide active cooling, heating, and hydration.
Recognizing the potential to integrate this innovation into wearable safety gear, the team developed, alongside other wearable solutions, ICEPLATE EXO SLK, a high-visibility safety vest that seamlessly combined cooling, heating, and hydration functionalities. But its evolution didn't stop there. With each new iteration, new questions emerged. How far could this platform be pushed? Could a high-visibility safety vest also function as a slick plate carrier? The answer lay in the dimensions of ICEPLATE itself, which matched a medium ESAPI armor plate. What began as a tool for staying cool and hydrated in extreme workplaces became something more. A lightweight, adaptable chassis with the potential to redefine how load-bearing gear interacts with the human body. ICEPLATE EXO SLK has evolved into a versatile solution now available in military colors to meet the diverse needs of military personnel, law enforcement, and prepared citizens as a slick plate carrier. In this episode of Qore Performance Insights, we trace the path from industrial safety to military applications and beyond, exploring whether ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 is just another slick plate carrier or something that fundamentally shifts how we think about body armor integration.
We're taking a quick moment to shout out our new ammo sponsor, AmmoMan.com. If you're looking for a reliable, hassle-free way to get your ammo fast, AmmoMan.com has you covered. Here's the deal. They offer free shipping on orders over $99 and only list items that are in stock. So if you see it on their site, it's ready to go. No back orders, no delays. Plus, when you set up an account, you'll earn 2% back on every $100 spent and a faster checkout once you're verified. AmmoMan.com isn't just about ammo. They're backed by real shooters with excellent customer service from actual people. Whether you reach out by phone or email, their team is there to make sure you're taken care of. Depending on when you place your order, you could have your package in just a couple of days. If you're shopping smart, AmmoMan.com is your go-to. Reliable stock, great service, and a team that loves shooting as much as you do. Check them out via links in the video description. Now let's get back to the video.
For those new to this series, our videos aren't traditional reviews. We create them to address frequent customer questions regarding integrating our Ice Age ecosystem's thermoregulation and hydration solutions with various plate carriers. Our approach is empirical. We provide objective, quantifiable data backed by testing and documentation. No opinions, no conjecture. Just actionable insights designed to help you make informed decisions. That's what building a superhuman future is all about.
While ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 is one of our own products, our commitment to empirical data remains the same. Every Insights video, this one included, focuses on data-driven analysis rather than personal opinion. This ensures that you have the best information possible to make your purchase decision. Because ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 is inherently a slick plate carrier, its integration with our Ice Age ecosystem is not as straightforward as its big brother, ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, our ultralight minimalist plate carrier.
SLK Gen 3 works perfectly with our universal IceVents Classic and Aero shoulder pads for load distribution and ventilated padding. But, unlike ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, SLK Gen 3 does not feature internal Velcro fields for mounting IMS Pro Gen 3 or IceVents pontoons. However, by installing Catamaran Gen 3 to the body-facing side of the plate bags, IMS Pro Gen 3 or IceVents pontoons can be mounted internally. Additionally, IMS Pro Gen 3 can be mounted externally to integrate IcePlate for hydration only. IMS Versa Gen 3 can also be utilized to mount IcePlate internally or externally.
Now let's find out what ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 is made out of.
ICEPLATE SLK Gen 3 is built from our laser-cut laminate, engineered for maximum durability, hydrophobic properties, and weight savings. It includes premium components such as name-brand Velcro, shock cord, and an IRR-compliant 500D nylon outer shell.
Weight is one of the most critical factors when selecting a plate carrier. So let's toss the SLK on the scale and see what its dry weight comes out to.
With just the front and rear plate bags and elastic cummerbund, SLK Gen 3 comes out to just 0.75 pounds or 12 ounces when dry.
Does wet weight matter more than dry weight? It depends on your mission. Whether you're dealing with saltwater or sweat, a plate carrier's ability to shed water weight quickly can dramatically impact operator performance. So let's dunk the SLK and see what its wet weight comes out to.
Our testing process remains simple and the same across all of our videos. We fully submerge the carrier in water for 60 minutes, allow it to drip dry for 60 seconds, and then record the weight. All of these tests are conducted in our HQ2 facility in Knoxville, Tennessee, thereby eliminating external variables such as sunlight and wind. With just the front and rear plate bags and elastic cummerbund, SLK Gen 3 comes out to 1.2 pounds or 19.2 ounces when wet. These tables show how ICEPLATE SLK Gen 3 compares to other plate carriers that we've tested.
Thermal transmittance refers to the rate at which heat moves through a material. In the context of plate carriers, that specifically pertains to the body-facing side of the plate carrier plate bag.
When a material, such as a wall or plate bag, is well insulated, it has a low thermal transmittance, making it effective at protecting against external temperature changes, ideal for homes, vehicles, or cold weather gear. Conversely, poorly insulated materials have a high thermal transmittance, which is beneficial for active or athletic apparel like running gear, PT outfits, combat uniforms, and plate carriers. High thermal transmittance allows the body to release excess heat generated during physical activity. Given that tactical gear inherently provides some level of insulation, it's crucial to choose equipment, particularly plate carriers and body armor, with the highest possible thermal transmittance. Essentially, you need gear with minimal insulation to enable your body's natural cooling processes to function optimally, helping you manage body temperature independently of your gear. This is critical to prevent heat-related issues, ensuring you remain effective in increasing your survival chances in the field. Plate carriers like our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 are optimized to enhance your body's natural thermal regulation with seamless integration of technologies like ICEPLATE and ICEVents. For carriers lacking this feature, you can integrate items from our ICEAGE ecosystem, like the IMS Pro, IMS Versa, ICEVents, and Catamaran, to improve their thermal efficiency. For a detailed understanding of heat transfer methods and their relevance to your gear, check out the infographics in our Insights blog article titled The Methods of Heat Transfer, linked in the show notes below. For all of the super nerds out there who want to know the experimental design for our thermal transmittance testing, here it is. Take a FLIR camera surface reading of the body-facing side of the plate bags at room temperature. Next, place a single ICEPLATE curve fresh out of the freezer into the same plate bag. After that, close the plate bag and place a hard armor plate on top of the plate bag for 30 seconds to simulate the effect of putting on the plate carrier. Use short exposure time to test efficiency, not capacity. Next, remove the hard armor plate from the surface of the subject plate bag. And finally, take a new FLIR surface temperature reading. SLK Gen 3 recorded a baseline surface temperature of 64 degrees Fahrenheit and an ICEPLATE inside temperature of 45 degrees Fahrenheit, which yields a thermal shift of 19 degrees Fahrenheit. What do these numbers mean? We've added two data tables for an unbiased analytical context, mean on the left and median on the right. As a quick refresher, the mean, often called the average, is the sum of all values divided by the number of values. The median is the middle value of a dataset when ordered from smallest to largest. If there is an even number of observations, it is the average of the two middle values. When the data is symmetrically distributed and you want to account for all values, including extreme ones, you should use the mean. The median is the preferred analytical tool when the data is skewed or contains outliers that might distort the mean. The smaller the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the surface reading at room temperature, the lower the thermal transmittance of that plate bag. Plate carriers with these readings will trap and retain more heat, making you hotter. The larger the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the surface reading at room temperature, the higher the thermal transmittance of that plate carrier. Plate bags with these larger spreads are better at removing heat to let your body's thermoregulation mechanisms work as naturally as possible. The tables on screen show how SLK Gen 3 compares to other plate carriers we've tested.
And so now let's move on to the unique features that ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 has to offer.
SLK Gen 3 can be run as a cooling, heating, and hydration safety vest with ICEPLATE in the bags, or swap in armor plates for an ultralight slick plate carrier. Its hydrophobic construction reduces water absorption, keeping the carrier light in any condition. Also, SLK Gen 3 features laser cuts for ease of mounting radios or radio PTTs. SLK Gen 3 also features laser cut eyelets on the sides of the plate bag, allowing for plate bag lacing to cinch down the plate bag, securing thinner armor plates. Finally, the ICEPLATE closure flap is re-engineered to seamlessly fit ICEPLATE as well as armor plates. The algorithmically optimized relief cuts provide maximum plate retention by allowing the plate bag to conform organically to multi-curve armor plates.
Now we're going to talk about all of the attachment mechanisms that you can utilize on ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3.
SLK Gen 3 utilizes Velcro, Swift Clip, and G-hook systems for secure attachment.
SLK Gen 3 comes in quite a few colorways, so let's talk about that and its sizing adjustability when we move on to variety.
SLK Gen 3 was originally available in high-vis and black to serve our safety customers, but has since been expanded to include multicam, Ranger Green, and Coyote for military, law enforcement, and prepared citizens. The shoulder straps offer 4 inches of adjustability, while the elastic side straps provide a broad range of fit customization to accommodate different body types. SLK Gen 3 is optimized for medium ICEPLATE plates and fits 9.5 inches by 12.5 inches up to 1.1 inches thick for medium ICEPLATE armor plates, 10 inches by 12 inches up to 0.75 inches thick for medium SAPI profile plates, shooter and swimmer, ICEPLATE, and SAPI footprints.
Country of origin is a critical consideration when selecting a plate carrier. Country of origin is a dependable but not absolute indicator of innovation, quality, and craftsmanship. So where does ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 come from?
SLK Gen 3 is 100% designed and manufactured in Knoxville, Tennessee.
When it comes to life-preserving equipment, price comes secondary to performance. But let's find out what SLK Gen 3 costs.
SLK Gen 3 is $195 for the vest alone. For cooling and heating only, including 2 ice plates, the price is $270. For full cooling, heating, and hydration with drinkable dual ice plates, the total is $310.
Shout out to our friends at TA Targets for supplying the steel we shot in today's video. Built right here in the USA by like-minded patriots, TA Targets brings you portable, durable, and innovative steel target systems designed to elevate your training. Whether you're on the range refining your skills or pushing your limits in drills, TA Targets delivers reliable performance that's made to last. Upgrade your training toolkit with targets you can trust. Visit TATargets.com and don't forget to follow them on Instagram at TA Targets to stay up to date on their latest products.
That wraps up our technical overview of ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3. We hope you found it both informative and enjoyable. Are you an ICEPLATE EXO SLK Gen 3 user? Do you use it as a safety vest or a slick plate carrier? Let us know what you think of it in the comments below. And also don't forget to like and subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram at Qore Performance and subscribe to our Launchpad email list to join us in building a superhuman future.
As always, stay frosty.
In 2019, Qore Performance launched ICEPLATE EXO, a new type of ultralight, minimalist plate carrier designed from the ground up to include the company's patented thermoregulation iceplate and ice fence technologies. Built from a proprietary ICEPLATE EXO laminate and laser cut for maximum weight savings, ICEPLATE EXO introduced the concept of thermoregulation as integral to the armed professional safety as ballistic protection. ICEPLATE EXO has evolved 5 years later thanks to invaluable end-user feedback, passionate team members pushing the limit, and continuous improvement in in-house manufacturing technologies. Now in its 3rd generation, following a meticulous ground-up redesign intended to make the most functional and feature-rich plate carrier on the market, and after many requests from our viewers and customers, we're here to ask, how does ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 stack up against the competition? Is ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 a one-trick show pony, or is this the real deal future of advanced infantry fighting systems? Stay tuned to this episode of Qore Performance Insights to find out. Format. For newcomers to this series, our videos aren't standard reviews. We developed these videos to thoroughly and officially answer frequent customer questions about integrating our Ice Age ecosystem's thermoregulation and hydration tools with various plate carriers available today. Our approach is strictly empirical. We present objective, quantifiable data supported by instruments and documentation whenever possible. We strive to avoid any subjective or qualitative information. We don't share conjectures or opinions. We aim to provide the necessary data to make informed decisions, empowering you to reach your highest potential. This is what building a superhuman future is all about. Relationship disclosures. Even though ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is one of our products, we still strive to give purely empirical and data-driven insights no matter what, so you won't find any subjective or qualitative information in this or any insights video. We are only doing this video because we had so many requests from viewers and customers to test our own plate carrier. We were extremely hesitant to do this. Initially, we had zero plans to do so because the bias risk was too high. However, the customer calls grew frequent and loud enough that we felt it was imperative in the interest of transparency. We aim to remain neutral and unbiased to provide you with information to make the best purchase decision possible and set you up for success. ICEH Ecosystem Integration. Our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is designed to integrate seamlessly with our ICEH ecosystem. Everything from IceVent's classic ventilation pontoons, IceVent's classic in-arrows shoulder pads, and IMS Pro will work with ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3. The internal Velcro loop fields on the body-facing sides of both plate bags are engineered to interchangeably accept IMS Pro Combo and IceVent's plate carrier ventilation pontoons. Furthermore, the Axle Equinox cummerbund variant also readily accepts IceVent's plate carrier ventilation pontoons. Materials. Recently, we introduced the second laminate material option, Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO laminate or USMCA-compliant endurance laminate. Here are the differences. Berry-compliant materials are entirely sourced and manufactured in the US, which is essential for military and government contracts to ensure quality and country of origin standards. Our ICEPLATE EXO laminate made in the US includes Spectra fiber for exceptional strength and durability. USMCA, short for United States, Mexico, and Canada Agreement, compliant materials on the other hand, can be sourced within the US, Mexico, and Canada. Our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 uses a high-quality laminate made in Mexico called Endurance. We currently use a unique safety yellow version in our safety collection. This initiative caters to private citizens, recreational enthusiasts, state and municipal agencies, nonprofits, and businesses, both large and small, offering increased capability and accessibility where Berry compliance is not legally required and the additional strength of embedded Spectra fiber is unnecessary. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is made from one of these laminates depending on which the customer chooses, alongside name brand Velcro and shock cord. Both the Berry and USMCA laminates have a 500D Cordura outer for NIR considerations. Every ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, regardless of laminate choice, is made right here in Knoxville, Tennessee at our HQ2 by US citizens who are employed full-time by Qore Performance Inc. Dry weight. Few things affect human performance more than weight. Ounces add up to pounds and pounds equal pain. We've all heard this and we all understand it. In this video, we will weigh 4 variations of ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 for total transparency and maximum educational value. First on the scale is the ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 constructed from Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO laminate with both the side strap and Axle Equinox cummerbund, followed by ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 built with USMCA-compliant endurance laminate with side strap and Axle Equinox cummerbund. The Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO variant with front and rear plate bag and the side strap option weighs 15.2 ounces or 0.95 pounds. With the Axle Equinox cummerbund, that weight comes to 23.2 ounces or 1.45 pounds. The USMCA-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 variant with just the front and rear plate bags and side strap weighs 15.2 ounces or 0.95 pounds. With the Axle Equinox cummerbund, that weight comes to 22.4 ounces or 1.4 pounds. To find out how this weight compares to other plate carriers on the market today like the Crye Precision JPC 2.0, Crye Precision AVS, First Spear Strandhog, and many more, click on the link in the show notes below to check out our Best Plate Carriers 2024 article and video. Wet weight. Does wet weight matter more than dry weight? It depends on your mission. Whether you are dealing with saltwater or sweat, the ability of a plate carrier to repel and shed water weight quickly can dramatically impact operator performance. If you have watched any of the many YouTube videos in our technical plate carrier overview series, you'll know that our experimental design is simple and the same for all plate carriers we test in this series. Submerge the carrier in water for 60 minutes, remove it and hang dry it for 60 seconds, and then record the weight. We conduct all of these tests inside our brand new HQ2 facility in Knoxville, Tennessee to ensure that external variables like sunlight, wind, etc. are absent. The Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 with front and rear plate bags and a side strap weighs 21.6 ounces or 1.35 pounds when wet. With the Axle Equinox cummerbund, that weight bumps up to 32 ounces or 2 pounds. By comparison, the USMCA compliant variant with just the front and rear plate bags and side strap weighs 21.6 ounces or 1.35 pounds. With the Axle Equinox cummerbund, that weight is 30.4 ounces or 1.9 pounds. Thermal transmittance. What is thermal transmittance and why does it matter for plate carriers? Thermal transmittance refers to the rate at which heat moves through a material. In the context of plate carriers, it specifically pertains to the body-facing side of the plate bag. When a material such as a wall or plate bag is well insulated, it has low thermal transmittance, making it effective at protecting against external temperature changes, ideal for homes, vehicles, or cold weather gear. Conversely, poorly insulated materials have a high thermal transmittance, which benefits active or athletic apparel like running gear, PT outfits, combat uniforms, or plate carriers. High thermal transmittance allows the body to release excess heat generated during intense physical activity. Given that tactical gear inherently provides some insulation level, choosing equipment, particularly plate carriers and body armor, with the highest possible thermal transmittance is crucial. Essentially, you need gear with minimal insulation to enable your body's natural cooling processes to function optimally, helping you manage body temperature independently of your gear. Thermal management is critical to prevent heat-related issues or injuries, ensuring you remain effective and increasing your survival chances in the field. Some plate carriers, such as our ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3, enhance your body's natural thermal regulation, boosting your performance. For carriers lacking this feature, you can integrate tools from our Ice Age ecosystem, like the IMS Pro, IMS Versa, iSpence, and Catamaran, to improve their thermal efficiency. For a detailed understanding of thermal physiology and the environment, check out our all-new blog, Thermal Physiology and the Environment. It is a world-class resource for professional end users looking to improve readiness, maximize performance, and reduce risk for themselves and their units. It is an excellent tool for athletes, soldiers, Marines, and anyone else looking to realize their full potential in today's increasingly challenging climates. For all of the super nerds out there who want to know the experimental design for our thermal transmittance testing, here it is. Take a FLIR camera surface reading of the body-facing side of the plate bags at room temperature. Then place a single ice plate curve fresh out of the freezer into the same plate bag, and place a hard armor plate on top of it for 30 seconds to simulate the effect of putting on the plate carrier. Use short exposure time to test efficiency, not capacity. Next, remove the hard armor plate from the surface of the subject plate bag, and take a new FLIR surface temperature reading. The Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 recorded a baseline surface temperature of 79 degrees Fahrenheit and an ICEPLATE inside temperature between 12 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit depending on where the FLIR camera was aimed, which yields a thermal shift of 19 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. The USMCA-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 recorded a baseline surface temperature of 78 degrees Fahrenheit and an ICEPLATE inside temperature between 12 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit depending on where the FLIR camera was aimed, which yields a thermal shift of 18 to 66 degrees Fahrenheit. What do these numbers mean? The smaller the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the ICEPLATE inside temperature, the lower the thermal transmittance of that plate bag. We've provided two tables for an unbiased analytical context, mean on the left and median on the right. Plate carriers with these readings will trap and retain more heat, making you hotter. The larger the spread between the initial or baseline surface temperature and the ICEPLATE inside temperature, the higher the thermal transmittance of that plate carrier. Plate bags with these larger spreads are better at removing heat to let your body's thermoregulation mechanisms work as naturally as possible. These tables show how both the Berry-compliant and USMCA-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3s compare to the other plate carriers tested. Unique features. The unique features of ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 include dedicated cummerbund mounting points, half-spaced MOLLE fields on the rear plate bag, and non-permanent quick-release shoulder-mounted first spear tubes adaptability. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is currently the only plate carrier on the market that prioritizes thermoregulation technology integration. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 has maximum ventilation porting and organic internal Velcro fields for mounting IMS Pro for conductive cooling or iSpence Classic ventilation pontoons for convective cooling. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is also constructed entirely from hydrophobic laminates, greatly aiding dry and wet weight reduction and being odor resistant. It also includes plate bag lacing to secure armor plates of various shapes, sizes, and profiles. Attachment mechanisms. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 uses Velcro, MOLLE, Swift Clip, G-hook, and can utilize zip-on panels via adapters. Variety. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is available in Multicam, Ranger Green, Coyote, Black, and our soon-to-be-released High-Vis Safety Yellow colorway. Yes, you heard that last one correctly. A high-vis ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is in the pipe. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is also available with a side strap or cummerbund variant, and the previously covered Berry-compliant or USMCA-compliant material variants. Sizing adjustability. The shoulder straps have 4 inches of adjustability, and the cummerbund has 14 inches of adjustability. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is best with medium ICEPLATE plates. Armor plates with the following dimensions will also fit: 9.5 inches by 12.5 inches up to 1.1 inches thick for medium ICEPLATE armor plate profiles. 10 inches by 12 inches up to 0.75 inches thick for medium SAPI plate profiles. Shooter and swimmer ICEPLATE and SAPI footprints. Country of origin. Country of origin is a critical consideration when selecting a plate carrier. Country of origin is a dependable but not absolute indicator of innovation, quality, and craftsmanship. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 is 100% designed and manufactured in Knoxville, Tennessee. Both the Berry-compliant and USMCA-compliant variants are built in the same building by the same hands on the same machines. The only difference is that the USMCA-compliant material is made in Mexico while its Berry-compliant material is made in the USA. Both are then shipped to our Knoxville, Tennessee HQ to be turned into finished ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3s. Price. ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 starts at $245 for the USMCA side strap variant and goes up to $475 for the USMCA Axle Equinox cummerbund variant. The Berry-compliant ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 with the side strap starts at $475 and the Axle Equinox cummerbund brings it up to $695. These prices are current as of August 8, 2024 and are subject to change. That concludes our technical overview of ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3. We hope you found it both informative and enjoyable. This technical overview has been long overdue. However, this delay primarily comes from the fact that conducting a review of any description of our product will always risk bias. While we have gone to great lengths to maintain an empirical approach, we encourage anyone willing to conduct the same tests on ICEPLATE EXO Gen 3 or any of the other plate carriers we have reviewed in this series. All information on how we perform these tests is readily available in the video itself and its twin blog article on QorePerformance.com, ready to be replicated. Are you an ICEPLATE EXO user? Where has your EXO taken you? Share your stories and insights in the comments below. If you want to see the latest in all-aspect thermoregulation, follow us on Instagram at Qore Performance and subscribe to our Launchpad email list. Join us in building a superhuman future. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay frosty.
The AC1 Minimalist plate carrier is part of T.REX Arms' mission statement to inspire, educate, and equip serious citizens. Released in late 2020, the AC1 was intended to scale to an individual's needs from a low-profile setup to an overt but not full-duty setup, there is a big difference, as required. T.REX Arms has had an undeniable cultural impact in proliferating the concept of a highly trained civilian populace. But how does the AC1 hold up against the many other plate carrier offerings on the market today? Stay tuned to this episode of Qore Performance Insights to find out. Thermoregulation is the genesis of our Insights video series due to the monumental impact core body temperature has on human performance. So we'll be starting with Ice Age ecosystem integration on the AC1. The AC1 lacks the Velcro loop found on other plate carriers like our ICEPLATE EXO, Shaw Concepts RV2, or the Crye Precision ABS that are needed to readily add ice vents to the interior of the plate bags to dramatically improve airflow, provide standoff ventilation, and promote evaporative cooling. Instead, the AC1 opts to use a thin strip of spacer mesh along the center of the front and rear plate bags. If you haven't already seen it, we have a detailed article on the performance characteristics of spacer mesh on our Insights blog, for which we have included a link in the show notes below. While the AC1 does come with what T.REX calls low-profile shoulder pads, the padding seems to be very thin foam. Fortunately, both IceVent's Aero and IceVent's Classic shoulder pads can be easily added to the AC1 for continuous airflow under load and greater long-term wear comfort. Finally, our IcePlate Curve cooling, heating, and hydration powerhouse can be integrated internally via our new IMS Versa. Following temperature and environmental conditions, weight is the next biggest factor impacting human capability. The AC1 weighs 17.05 ounces dry, in size medium, with cummerbund and no placard or additional pouches. This comes the closest amongst the plate carriers we've tested so far to our ICEPLATE EXO, which tips the scales at 12.9 ounces in side strap configuration or 16 ounces in Moly cummerbund configuration when dry. Wet, the carrier's weight remains comparable, with the AC1 coming in at 26.65 ounces, or just 0.15 ounces heavier than the ICEPLATE EXO wet weight, which is 26.5 ounces in Moly cummerbund configuration. Even though the AC1 is designed with prepared civilians in mind and not built to be a full-duty military plate carrier, these are impressive results to be sure. For full details on how other plate carriers compare, check out our Best Plate Carriers of 2023 video and the accompanying Ice Age Insights article by the same name. Links to both are in the show notes below. The AC1 was intended to equip as many serious citizens as possible with the means to wear body armor. With mass proliferation in mind, it's worth analyzing the materials used to construct a plate carrier intended for the modern-day Minuteman. These materials are largely very conventional choices popular amongst manufacturers: nylon, hook and loop, laminate, tweave, elastic, and spacer. Thermal transmittance is the transfer of heat through matter. For our purposes, the matter through which the heat is being transferred is the body-facing portion of the plate bags. Since kit is already insulating by nature, to defeat heat exhaustion, you want to find plate carriers and body armor with the highest possible thermal transmittance. In other words, you want to find plate carriers with the least amount of insulation. Our baseline thermal reading for the AC1 in a temperature-controlled environment with ballistic plate installed comes out to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. After inserting a frozen ice plate curve, the average temperature was 47 degrees Fahrenheit, or a thermal transmittance of 28 degrees. This is an impressive performance by the AC1. In fact, the AC1 outperformed every other plate carrier in our 2023 testing except our ICEPLATE EXO. Let's take a look at where the AC1 would have ranked had it been in our 2023 testing lineup. So what does this information in this table mean? Well, for those unfamiliar with our previous technical reviews, and to break it down for the non-nerds out there, the smaller number between the baseline surface temperature and the ice plate inside surface temperature, the lower the thermal transmittance of that plate bag. This means the plate carrier is worse at expelling heat from the interface between your body and the plate carrier. Conversely, the larger the thermal transmittance number, the more efficient the plate carrier is at expelling heat from your body carrier interface. To really simplify, smaller numbers mean you run hotter, bigger numbers mean you run cooler. Primarily, the AC1 excels as a minimalist slick design for emergency and quick access civilian use. The AC1 features a utilitarian elastic cummerbund that is 4 inches high and has 6 open-top pouches total. 2 2.5-inch pouches, 2 3-inch pouches, and 2 4-inch pouches. The 2-inch pouches can fit small radios and tourniquets. The 3-inch pouches can fit 5.56 mags, and the 4-inch pouches can fit 308 mags and also larger medical supplies. A feature that allows newer shooters ready access to a useful plate carrier without the need to purchase and experiment with many different pouches, the elastic cummerbund also keeps the carrier slick when these pouches are empty. The AC1 firmly places itself within the minimalist carrier category with the lack of moly on the plate bags. This is partly how the AC1 achieves the desired price point below $200, as moly is expensive to create. Instead, the AC1 opts to use swift clips or G-hooks to mount placards on the front and limited hook and loop panels elsewhere. For colors and camo patterns, the AC1 comes in multicam, multicam arid, ranger green, wolf gray, and black. The 3 sizes the AC1 comes in feature varying levels of adjustability based on torso measurements. The small adjusts from 30 inches to 56 inches, the medium adjusts from 32 inches to 58 inches, and the large adjusts from 34 inches to 60 inches. For sizes, the AC1 is available in small plates, medium plates, and large plates. T.REX Arms breaks this down on the AC1 product page with SAPI sizing, single or multi-curve shooter or swimmer plate sizing, and a separate chart for various HESCO plate sizing. The country of origin, or COO as it is sometimes abbreviated, is a dependable indicator of factors competent consumers should be aware of. These factors include innovation, quality, and craftsmanship. The AC1 has an interesting history, with an earlier release humorously named the AC Uno due to a mishap with a third-party manufacturer building AC1s in Mexico. This was contrary to the T.REX Arms contract with this third party to have them be entirely Berry compliant. Berry compliant, for those of you that don't know, means it's made entirely in the USA by American-owned manufacturers. These AC Unos, as it were sold at a discount, and marketing made it very clear what the consumer was getting. As of the release of this video and following this mishap, T.REX Arms does not have any mention of the current AC1 being Berry compliant on the product page. However, after reaching out to the T.REX Arms team via email, they responded to us within one business day, assuring us that despite past issues, the AC1 is now made in USA and Berry compliant. The final data point is price. The AC1 without any additional components is a very affordable $160 to $165, with solid colors costing a bit less and multicam a slight premium. When we compare this with other plate carriers on the market, we see that the price point is very much in line with the previously mentioned mission statement of T.REX Arms: to inspire, educate, and equip serious citizens. We will offer the caveat that for a full load-bearing plate carrier setup, the AC1 may disappoint with the lack of a structural counterrun, stiff composite materials, load-bearing shoulder pads, hydration integration, or organic thermoregulation. However, it is important to note that these are characteristics of full-duty plate carriers. The AC1 is built for the modern-day Minuteman. Prudence dictates that you should take all relevant data for the intended use case when deciding what plate carrier, though, is right for you. That's all we've got on the T.REX Arms AC1, but be sure to check out our other videos in our Ice Age Insights technical review series covering both plate carriers and gun belts, as well as our other Insights articles over at QorePerformance.com, or available in the links in the show notes below. Before we go, we'd love to hear from you in the comments below if you own an AC1. What do you like or dislike about the carrier, and what other plate carriers would you like to see us do a technical review of? Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more technical review videos and knowledge drops to help us realize our vision for building a superhuman future together. Until next time, stay frosty.